Hello, Nashar. It is July 2023. This print came from London this year, and it portrays Kensington Gardens, a park in London, and it is a limited edition print. So it's 57 of 75. It's by Julian Trevelyan. It's signed by Julian Trevelyan in his own hand in pencil. So these annotations are pencil in the margin. They're not on the plate. You'll sometimes see, for example, a Matisse print where it's signed in the plate, which is printed on. This is added by hand after the printing's done. So the impression, the metal plate, is pushed onto the paper, and it literally pushes a sunken area at the same time that the colours are applied. They're applied separately in different pressings, these different colours. You'll notice there are not a lot of colours. There's three colours. There's black, there is the green, there is the lilac. So it's simple. And you'll notice that Julian Trevelyan and people like Passmore didn't have a lot of colours. And you'll notice if you look at Banks's works now, even Hirst's work, there's really not a lot of colour, different colours. It's to a degree because of the printing. So the margin is used to handle the wet part of the paper when it's printed, so they can move it off the plates, inspect it, and re-offer it. So the printer will be touching this piece of margin, this piece of paper, in order to handle the part of the paper which is wet. And in England, certainly, artisan prints have usually got this torn edge, and people will say, well, it doesn't look very nice, does it? Well, it does look nice, because it shows that it is an artisan print. If you go and buy a Giclée print now from one of the big international art shops, many of the prints are inkjet prints, and it will have a lovely neat edge. It's a poster, really. This is an artisan print. It's been pressed. It's not flat anymore. The margin is more raised. It goes along, then down, along, up and across. So this has been pressed on engraved plate, with engraved plates, with ink applied at separate times, allowing for drying. And the paper is artisan paper, and it's been rolled or impressed using physical effort, often manual devices. So it's proper print, and as I say, it's signed by the artist. So the print came to me loose, having never been framed before, and I'm guessing it's 1970, something like that. And you look at the lady, the pram is a sort of 1970s swan type pram, and look at the cuffs and what she's wearing. It's that sort of era. And there's a boating lake in the background. These are little boats on the boating lake, ducks and fountains. So it's a fantastic thing. The thing about this picture is that we have to get it framed, because if you don't frame them, they are vulnerable to damage. And for me to get my top price for it, it's going to be better framed, because most people aren't going to want to buy rolled up print and stick it in a cupboard somewhere. Most people want to buy print to look at. So it's in Malta now. We took it to Deco framers, and I said, come and have it framed. And they said, what do you want? And I said, well, have you got a lilac? So by very good fortune, that framer down the road at Takali had a lilac. And the lilac is a perfect match. Really fortunate, because there's not a lot of lilac cards around. And we decided to bring out the lilac and make the back of the frame, the case, lilac. And they've done the back and they've done the side of the box. And I think that looks fantastic. It picks out the lilac, as I say. It makes the whole thing look bigger. It's colourful, it's vibrant. I would say that's a really good print and a fantastic framing job. So the frame is brand new, and because it's in this sort of frame, it's well suited to a modern flat in Malta, for example, a penthouse, whatever. But because people tend to have modern kitchens, even if they have an old house, it'll go in a kitchen. The print's protected, clean, it's fresh, and though it's a vintage print. I'm not going to say an antique print. If it's a vintage collectible print, you've got a crummy old boring frame with it. So we have a Nashar with 3 of them, 3 different ones, 3 different parks for sale. That's the first one. This is Kensington Gardens. Thank you.